Hare प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की आचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की श्रील प्रभुपाद की प्रभुपाद दुर्गा की समवेत भक्तवृंद की गुरु प्रेमानंदे all glory to Srimad Bhagavatam, all glory to Srimad Bhagavatam, all glory to Srimad Bhagavatam, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru Gauranga, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta प्रायेषु अपत्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 28. Rajovacha Nidhanam upagadesu vrishnibojeshu adhiravyavataparyutapeshu mutyah satu katham avasishta uddhavo yad dharir api tatyaja akritim trayadishah. Please repeat. Rajovacha Nidhanam upagadeshu vrishnibojeshu Adhirata yutapeshu mukyah Satu katham avasishta uddhavo yad Api tatyaja akritim trayadishah. Nidhanam upagadeshu vrishnibojeshu adhirata yutapeshu mukyah Sagadu katham avasishta uddhavo yad Dharir api tatyaja akritim trayadishah. Nidhanam upagadeshu vrishnibojeshu adhirata yutapeshu mukyah Satu katham avasishta uddhavo yad Dharir api tatyaja akritim trayadishah.
Rajovacha Nidhanam upagadesu vrishnibojeshu Adhirata yutapeshu mukyah Satukatam avastita uddhavo yad Dharir api tatyaja akrim trayadishah. Rajovacha
Nidhanam upagadeshu vrishnibojeshu Adhirata yutapeshu mukyah Satu katham avasishta uddhavo yad Dharir api tatyaja akritim trayadishah.
King inquired,
and what?
Nidhanam,
Nidhanam,
destruction.
destruction.
Upagateshu,
Upagadeshu,
having overtaken.
having overtaken.
Vrishni,
Vrishni,
of the Vrishni dynasty.
of the Vrishni dynasty.
Bhojeshu,
Bhojeshu,
Bhoja dynasty.
Bhoja dynasty.
Adhirata,
Adhirata,
great commander. Yutapa,
Yutapa,
commander-in-chief.
commander-in-chief.
Yutapeshu,
Yutapeshu,
amongst them.
amongst them.
Mukhyaha,
Mukhyaha,
prominent.
prominent.
Saha,
Sa,
he,
he,
tu, only.
only.
Katam, how. Avasishtaha,
Avasishtaha,
remained. Uddhavaha, Uddhava. Yat, whereas. Harihi, the personality of Godhead. Api, also. Tat yaje, finished. Akriti, complete pastimes. Tri Adishaha, the Lord of the three worlds. Translation purport. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The king inquired, at the end of the pastimes of the Lord of the three worlds, Sri Krishna, and after the disappearance of the members of the Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties, who were the best of the great commanders, why did Uddhava alone remain? Purport. According to Sri Jiva Goswami, Nidhanam means the transcendental abode of the Lord. Ni means the highest, and Dhanam means opulence. And because the abode of the Lord is the highest manifestation of transcendental opulence, His abode can therefore be called Nidhanam. Apart from the grammatical elucidation, the real purpose of the word Nidhanam is to indicate that all the members of the Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties were direct associates of the Lord, and after the end of His pastimes, all the associates were dispatched to their respective positions in the transcendental abode. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura elucidates the meaning of Akriti as pastimes. A means complete and Kriti means transcendental pastimes. Since the Lord is identical with His transcendental body, there is no question of His changing or quitting His body to act in accordance with the rules and customs of the material world. The Lord seems to take His birth or leave His body. But the pure devotees of the Lord know well the actual fact. It is necessary, therefore, for the serious students of Srimad Bhagavatam to follow the notes and comments of the great acharyas like Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath Chakravarti. To others who are not devotees of the Lord, the comments and explanations of such acharyas may appear to be grammatical jugglery. But to the students who are in the line of disciplic succession, the explanations of the great acharyas are quite fit. The word Upagadeshu is also significant. All the members of Vrishni and Bhoja directly reached the abode of the Lord. Other devotees do not reach the abode of the Lord directly. But the pure associates of the Lord have no attraction for the opulence of any planets of the material world. Sometimes, due to inquisitiveness, devotees who are to be promoted to the abode of the Lord have some attraction for the opulence of the higher material planets above the earth, and thus they desire to see them while going up to the perfection. But the Vrishnis and Bhojas were directly dispatched because they had no attraction for material planets. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura also suggests that according to the Amarakosha dictionary, Akirti also means signal. Lord Krishna ordered Uddhava by signal to go to Mudrikashrama after his departure, and Uddhava, as a pure devotee of the Lord, carried out the order more faithfully than going back to Godhead or the abode of the Lord. That was the cause of his remaining alone even after the departure of the Lord from the face of the earth. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरवो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Vidura approaches Maitreya is the title of this chapter from Canto 3, chapter 4, text 29. We have just read about Parikshit Maharaj inquiring from Shukadeva. At the end of the pastimes of the Lord of the three worlds, Sri Krishna, and after the disappearance of the members of the Vrishni and Bhojai dynasties, who were the best of the great commanders, why did Uddhava alone remain? So, this is happening after the great Mahabharata war. And Vidura getting insulted by Duryodhana. Vidura comes back to meet the Drashra. And Drashra gets advice from Vidura. And he insulted, Duryodhana insults Vidura. Vidura leaves on a pilgrimage. And in that pilgrimage, he is traveling widely as a sadhu mendicant. He is not recognized by others. And gradually he is coming to the bank of the Saraswati. There he is meeting with Uddhava. And Uddhava becomes highly emotional, discussing about Krishna. Krishna, he is feeling great separation from Krishna. And Uddhava tells Vidura about how the Bhojai and Vrishni dynasties, all the Yadus have disappeared. By the plan of the Lord, they have been taken back to Godhead. And how Uddhava has been asked to go to Badrikashrama by Krishna. This is a very great section of the Bhagavatam because it is speaking of the pastimes of the Lord ending and Krishna going away. Disappearance of Krishna is very mysterious, as much as the appearance of Krishna. Janma karma chame divyam evam yogeti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. Krishna is speaking about his appearance, that one who understands the nature of my appearance will go back to God. But the disappearance of the Lord is something very puzzling to many. Only devotees of the Lord know it. Everybody else gets very bewildered. The way Krishna passed away. And Prabhupada is mentioning that here. It has been analyzed by great acharyas. Because Uddhava meets with Krishna after the Yadus have fought with each other and have gone back. Krishna is sitting in a very relaxed mood with his back against a young banyan tree on the bank of the Saraswati. He stretches his legs. It's mentioned he puts one leg over the other and is showing his beautiful lotus feet. And Uddhava chances upon and comes to meet Krishna. And Uddhava pours out to Krishna this great feeling of separation because he knows that the Lord is going to leave very soon. So at that time, Krishna is speaking transcendental subject matter to Uddhava on the request of Uddhava. And then he is advising Uddhava to go to Badrikashrama. Actually, Uddhava was very well qualified to go back to Godhead. Uddhava was right from his young age, we have read that, how he is very absorbed in Krishna. That he has Krishna dolls and he is dressing them and everything. And his mother is calling him for eating, food, and he is not willing to go because he doesn't want to be separated from Krishna. Right from his very young age, he was like that. And therefore, in this purport, Prabhupada is saying how Lord Krishna ordered Uddhava by his signal to go to Badrikashrama after his departure. And Uddhava, as a pure devotee of the Lord, carried out the order more faithfully than going back home, back to Godhead, to the abode of the Lord. So Krishna has got a purpose. He sent all the Yadus back to Godhead, but he told Uddhava, you stay back, go to Badrikashrama. You go back to Badrikashrama. So many times we may want to join the flock. Joining the flock is a common sense for most people. If you're given an instruction specifically, if you join the flock, it means you're avoiding the instruction. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada was given a specific instruction. Everybody was given instruction. All the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Swami were given instruction that you must establish governing body commission, you must preach widely, you must open up preaching in the Western world. All these given, and some of them were even sent to do it. But generally speaking, they all did not so much enthusiastically do it. But Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he had a deep feeling that he has mentioned we must do it. Then he specifically told Prabhupada that if you get money, you must print books. You must preach in the Western world. So Prabhupada felt that he should not also be part of the flock. So many things Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has told, how it's possible to do all those things. See, others are also saying the same thing. How is possible to do? It's okay, we'll try, but it's not possible to do. This is the flock feeling. But Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, he said, no, you must do it. I must do it. And he went ahead and did it. He was singled out and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told him, you do this. It's very interesting. He gave general instructions which others could have very well followed, but they did not. That is why Prabhupada said to his disciples, he said, don't go and ask anything to my godbrothers after my disappearance. They have not understood the instructions of Bhaktisiddhanta as much as I have understood. So they are not capable of giving you advice how to run this movement and how to move forward. That I have given you instructions, you follow them from my books. Very clearly he told me. I have taken the instructions to heart and I have executed it, it has become successful. So I have given you the pathway, you must do that. So Prabhupada was singled out as you do this. And he did it. He actually made an effort. So here, Uddhava also similarly is told that all the rest were sent back to Godhead, all the Yadus. But Uddhava was asked by Krishna, after I disappear, I will also disappear. Yadus have disappeared. I will disappear. After that, you should go to Badrikashrama and you should associate with Naranarayana Rishi and the devotees there. And in this way, later come back to Godhead. This is a very difficult instruction for Uddhava to take. Everybody is going, why can't I also go? Why are you alone? I mean, has to do this. He was interested in satisfying the desires of the Lord. So he simply accepted it. But he was feeling great separation from Krishna. Highly affected. That's why when Vidura asked him to describe Krishna and his pastimes, for a moment he was completely lost thinking about Krishna. So, love of Krishna can completely overcome you. Love of Krishna can actually absorb you. You can become obsessed. You can become possessed of love of Krishna. Love is not an ordinary commodity, especially love of Krishna. In expressing love towards Krishna, our full personality comes to the fore. Only when a person really becomes a lover of Krishna can his full personality manifest. Fully. You become seized with loving Krishna. You cannot be very free from all these, cannot be free from all this emotion. In other words, emotion is not wrong. But emotion directed towards Krishna, that is necessary. We all have emotional feelings. And we want to express our emotion, then only we feel complete as a human being. In the normal world, people are telling you that we want relationships, we want to be appreciated, we want to be shown gratitude, we want to be encouraged, we want to be all-inclusive. In other words, we want to be a human being. Human being does these things. A machine does not do these things. And that's why everybody is clamoring for being a human being. So, low-class situation humanity is in, that everybody is not given a chance to express himself as a human being, with his personality, with his emotion. And the height and the culmination of that personality comes when you are actually able to express your love for Krishna. That emotional status is the highest, ripest stage of your personality. Human being is only in the material world. You are a human. Embodied being with the body of a human being is called a human being. Right? So that, which people are talking so much about in the material world, is one step. Even that there is a lot of difficulty. But here Uddhava is the epitome of that type of emotional response to Krishna. So he is feeling very deep about separation from Krishna. Feeling very deeply separated from Krishna. And he is willing to follow the order of Krishna because he is in that high level of devotion. He is able to. Devotion makes everything possible. Anything in this material world is nothing to be achieved if you have devotion to Krishna. When we have devotion to Krishna, we can achieve everything. From that platform, nothing seems difficult. For Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, it was not difficult. Right? He expressed his difficulty, but his capacity and his capability, because of his devotion to Krishna, that brought him all sorts of successes. because he was doing it only for Krishna. It's very important to know. So in this discussion about Uddhava, it is mentioned, King is asking, Parikshit is asking, after the end of the pastimes of the Lord, after the disappearance of the members of the Yadu dynasty, who were the rest of the great commandments? Why did Uddhava alone remain? Nobody else was there. So actually Uddhava was instrumental in speaking the Bhagavatam to all the queens and all the great personalities who were feeling great separation. And subsequent to that, Parikshit, he heard the Bhagavatam from Shukadeva Goswami. Uddhava, he reappears after he passes away. When all of the queens and all of them together do Harinam Sankirtan under the instruction of Shandilya Rishi. He tells them that next to that Uddhava Kund, if you perform Harinam Sankirtan, then Uddhava will appear. Because Uddhava is here resting. His desire was to be a clump of grass on whom the lotus feet of the gopis will fall as they trample along. And that was his desire. So therefore, if you do Harinam Sankirtan, he will appear. This way they did Harinam Sankirtan and Uddhava appeared from the bushes, knowing that was their desire. And then he spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastimes of Krishna. Those who are feeling great separation from Krishna, those who are constantly thinking about Krishna, it is easy for them to speak about Krishna. For us, maybe we have to prepare to speak about Krishna. We have to go and read, study, remember by heart shlokas, and then put up a good show. But anytime, anywhere, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada can immediately speak about Krishna and emotionally remember Krishna and give you Krishna. Similarly, Uddhava, he can speak about Krishna anywhere. No preparation required, because he's absorbed in Krishna all the time, feeling separation. This is the mood in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. That feeling of separation is the greatest absorption in Krishna. Uddhava was absorbed in that. Prabhupada said that is the mood of a devotee. The gopis were constantly in separation from Krishna. That's why they were on a very high level of devotion. So even the Goswamis were always saying, Krishna, where are you? Prabhupada said that they did not go around Vrindavan bushes looking for Krishna behind the bushes. They knew that Krishna, his manifest pastimes, were not available to them. And then they were able to intensify their meditation on Krishna. And because of their intense meditation on Krishna, when you see, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. And if a thing of beauty that is a joy for you, you are not able to experience it, then intensely you think about it. You will meditate more deeply on it. And you will be able to actually be absorbed in it. When you go into sound and light shows, if you go and sit down in this big place, you assemble yourself and it is night time, there is no screen, then you are wondering, what are they going to show? Where is the screen? There is no screen. When I first went to the sound and light show in Hyderabad, Golconda Fort, I was repeatedly asking, where is the show? And everybody is facing a whole ruins and sitting. The sun is setting. They are saying, wait sir, wait, you will hear about it. But where is the screen? There is no screen. Then I came to know it's a very powerful way of making you create the screen inside your mind. In fact, that is more impressive than if you put up a screen. You will forget those things. Because you created the scene in your mind. The sound and light show technical man explained to me. They spent huge amount of money for a sound system. And just by narration and sound, everything becomes dark. Everybody is sitting in a dark place. And then some glow of light comes somewhere in the pillars. And there's a little projection of a king. And a very small, nicely done. And the narration is so nicely done that you start imagining that king in the scene, because there is background noise of horses going and there is people talking, all is so loudly that you can put the scene on in your mind. Very less they show you. But throughout the scene, you can create the scene in your mind. It's more deep and you are completely absorbed. And he mentioned to me, you are more absorbed here than if you see a movie with audio visual. With the visual. Here the visual will make you create it in your mind. Intense. Because it's not there, you have to think about it, because everything else is there, the sound is there, everything automatically forms in your mind. It's a crude example. Krishna is throughout with the gopis, with Nanda Maharaj, with Yashoda and all of them, and suddenly he disappears. Every morning they see him going, taking the cows to the forest. Every evening they see him coming back. In between they're completely talking about him, singing about him. Then in the night he comes back, then he performs his pastimes, then repeatedly he is entering the domain of their consciousness and keeping them filled. And he disappears to Mathura when he's about 10 years old. With intense feeling of separation. They're completely lost every second thinking about Krishna, imitating Krishna's pastimes, talking about him, because they are missing him so much. Intense meditation. So Krishna is telling Uddhava, go and see them, my devotees. This is how Uddhava goes to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan he gets to see the gopis, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda and all of them, and is very, very surprised, wonderstruck how deeply they are meditating on Krishna. Although I am with Krishna in Dwaraka, my meditation is not so much. They are completely absorbed every second in thinking of Krishna. So much so that they are not eating. They forget to eat. Because Krishna is not there. They don't cook in their houses. They start cooking. Everybody is so absorbed. Seeing all this, Uddhava becomes completely appreciative of the love of the gopis and Vrindavan Vasis. That's when he desires, this is where I should be a clump of grass so that these people can step on me. This way I get some mercy. Absorption in Krishna. It is a great privilege of the spirit soul, especially the human form of life, that he can get addicted to Krishna and he can get absorbed in Krishna. It is simply by choice that we desire not to. It is more absorbing for me to do many things in this material world. It's a choice. So the gopis and Uddhava, you can see, they are all, by understanding, purposefully absorbed in Krishna. So the goal of the Krishna consciousness exercise is to keep and increase our meditation on Krishna. Sadhana means you are not able to, but you are forcing yourself to. This is what is sadhana. Sadhana means you are unmindful of Krishna. And you are trying to meditate on Krishna by forcefully chanting, hearing Bhagavatam, reading, performing physical devotional service. In this way you remember Krishna. That is sadhana. But the position of great devotees like Uddhava is naturally they think so much about Krishna and they suffer pain of separation from him, which is the greatest ecstasy in Krishna consciousness. This is the mood of the gopis. Vipralamba bhava. So here Uddhava is, how did he remain alone? It's not a question of remaining alone. It's a question of separation from Krishna. In the material world, people feel loneliness. But a devotee is never lonely because he is always absorbed in Krishna. He is never lonely. In the material world, people feel loneliness, especially as they grow older. Children are gone, they are all busy, each one has got their duties to perform, their children, their jobs, they are busy. But you have retired, you don't go to job anymore, you are at home, you don't know what to do with your time. Because you have not trained yourself in absorbing yourself in Krishna, you feel lonely. You feel very lonely. Loneliness is something that people in the world, in the material world, feel because they have not bothered to absorb themselves. So for loneliness, they have different hobbies. You go, you play this game, you do this type of thing, you go and meet certain people here, and then try to be alive again, laugh, joke, and all that. But all the time loneliness grips them inside. As soon as they get one activity over, again it catches them. Again it catches them. It is because you have not trained yourself to be absorbed in Krishna. Prabhupada said that I am never alone. I am always in Vrindavan. I am always speaking to Krishna. And he is giving me instructions how to run this movement, what to do next. There's no question of Prabhupada being lonely, even if he was in the United States of America, sitting and translating his books at somebody's house. Devotees are never lonely. Uddhava, when it says that, why did Uddhava alone remain? He was not lonely, but he remained alone means everybody else went back to Lord. And Krishna had a purpose for him. So sometimes devotees like to be alone. Please leave me alone and I want to chant 64 rounds and read Bhagavatam. It means I want to be with Krishna. I want to be with Krishna. When devotees say, yes, leave me alone, I am very happy. I don't want to be involved in this activity, that activity, in management, everything. Please give me free time. I want to sit and chant nicely. I want to read. I want to meditate on Krishna. Immediately, whenever devotees get free time, they use it for that. It's not that other times that they're not absorbed in Krishna. Direct absorption in Krishna. But other people are afraid of loneliness in the material world. They immediately open their phone. Nowadays, whenever they are afraid of facing a situation, they go for the phone. They open the phone. When you have guests, when you have people whom you don't want to face, you go into the phone. It's a psychological thing. Immediately, loneliness. I'm alone with these people. How will I handle them? How will I face them? I'm alone with myself. My mind will kill me. So I get absorbed. Everybody is being pushed because of being afraid of being alone with the mind. Even when they talk about loneliness, it's because they are harassed by the mind. They don't have a tamed mind. They have an aggressive, untamed mind, who is the soul's greatest enemy. So remaining alone with an enemy like the mind is very horrible. So therefore they engage themselves in many things. Or the mind engages them in many different material activities. So a devotee remaining alone is different. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada was alone. And Uddhava was alone. But he was absorbed in Krishna. So here is a king's inquiry about the passing away of Krishna. And Prabhupada is explaining here, the passing away of Krishna is a mystery which normal people cannot understand so easily. Because Why did Krishna leave a body and go? That means he is an ordinary person. His body was cremated, buried, something, people have theories. How is it possible that the hunter shot Krishna's leg and he died? Hunter, he shot Krishna's lotus feet, thinking it is a dove, bird, and he shot it. That hunter, then he came and fell down in front of Krishna, because of obeisances. Taking that as a reason, Krishna passed away. Being shot in the feet need not be a reason for dying. Here and all, if you are shot in the feet and all, they'll at the most amputate your feet. But you will continue to live. How can be somebody shot an arrow in the feet, how can he die? Actually speaking, that's a question people have. But Krishna left us pastimes. That's why it says, ending of the pastimes of Krishna. Krishna never dies. He just wound up his pastimes. Krishna chose this particular moment to wind up. Nobody knew what he's going to do when. At this moment, he wound up his pastimes. And he left a body. Why? For all the materialistic, atheistic people to get bewildered. See, I told you now, Krishna is an ordinary person like you and me here. You said transcendental body, Satchidananda Vigraha, that, this, now look at this body. Look at this body. Now what is your answer? So for people who don't have faith, Krishna provides these type of things. This will enforce their faithlessness. Tanyaham dushatah kruran samsareshu naradama ashureshva eva yonishu. Krishna is saying to those who don't have faith and are demons and don't know me, they will be pushed into lower and lower regions of faithlessness, hellish condition. So when I see Krishna's body is here, Manushim Tanumashitam Parambhavam Ajananto Mamabhuta Maheshwaram. Krishna has said that my body is not like an ordinary body. I only accepted a body that looks like a human being. But it is not ordinary, it's Satchidananda Vigraha. But when we see Krishna is dead, somebody shot him dead. A hunter could shoot Krishna dead. Wow, this is proof of the fact that Krishna is not the supreme God. Why don't you people understand this? How can you people sentimentally keep worshipping like this? I told you, anybody is God. I could be God. Why not? If Krishna also was God, he died like an ordinary person. To bewilder them and make them think like this, Krishna left the body. And that body was a material one. It's amazing. The body that Krishna left is a material body to bewilder the atheistic people, so that they can bury it, cremate it. It's very ordinary. It's like you and me. Let me touch it and see. It's like that. Because you choose to want that, you desire that, Krishna gives you that. But he actually went back in his transcendental abode, in his original form. In this way, the Acharyas have explained that pastimes of Krishna are bewildering to non-devotees, and to devotees they give great pleasure, that they want to repeat it again and again and again, hear it again and again and again. But to non-devotees, it becomes bewildering. So that is why Parikshit Maharaj, he wants to know about it. He is asking this question. How did Krishna disappear? How did he disappear? Appearance and disappearance of Krishna, Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavatam that my activities, my pastimes are a mystery. It's not easy to understand. Only my devotees will know. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yaschashma tatvatah Only by devotees can understand. So this is the reality. Often when we speak like this, speak about God and speak on the basis of scripture, then other people really wonder, what is your conviction on this? Do you believe in this? Do you believe in what you're saying? Is what they want to know. Is your reality established by this? What is your reality? What do you really believe in? I see you doing normal things here, but when you sit on the asana and speak, you speak Krishna, Supreme Personality of God, and you say so many things. You make it look like a reality. What is your reality? So people don't believe that this could be your reality, because they don't have proof of that. Mundane proof of that. But devotees are actually getting an experience of devotional service and reciprocation from Krishna. That increases their faith. Ado Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Ata Bhajana Priya, Ananta Nivritti, like they're going right up to Prema. Their faith increases, and it's not easy to express that in material terms. Faith is such a very subtle operator. It's not something you can write down about. It involves the consciousness, it involves purification. It involves so many wonderful processes going on inside, of which we are all very ignorant in the material world. So to transfer that whole understanding and process and that experience of faith building in you, to outsource it or to explain it to somebody is a difficult thing. Everybody privately, on his own, one-to-one, has an experience with Krishna in chanting the holy name while they render devotional service, when they read the Bhagavatam. Krishna acts from within the heart. Tesham evanukampatam aham agyanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. I, situated in the heart, with the light, the shining light of knowledge, and destroying ignorance. So this is a process happening inside. So devotees go by their experience of Krishna consciousness, which is a reality for them. And the reality they can exchange with another person who is also having that experience. It's an experiential reality. It's not just because I read alone and I know the theory alone, I believe in it. It's also an experience. So to a person, when you ask, how do you believe this, that Krishna disappeared and he left a body? How do you say these things? Because there are varieties of people saying many things. How is yours special? God is everything. This is also God, this is also God, I am also God, you are also God. Sun is also God, tree is also God, everything is God. Pantheism, people are saying. So I am inclined to believe that. That sounds good. Everything is God. Sounds good. But have you experienced that everything is God? No. No. Many gods are there. Why only Krishna? Why only Krishna you people are worshipping? This is another thing that people talk about. Fanatic people, they always talk about Krishna, chant about Krishna, read the Bhagavad Gita. There are so many gods to worship, so many nice temples and all that, but they talk always about Krishna. Polytheistic mentality. Polytheism means, poly means many. Many gods are there. Why are you sticking only to one God? It's not necessary. Like this, atheism, polytheism, pantheism, all these things together, different people have different ideas. So I collect all these different ideas. They all look pretty good in terms of good proposals. Why only this? The difference is an experience. An experience. If you chant Hare Krishna, if you read the Bhagavatam, then Krishna actually expresses to you from within your heart the reality. A devotee's grasp of the reality of Krishna consciousness given to by Krishna gradually. Ye yatama prapadyante tam stataiva pujamiham. I reveal myself to the devotee. That is exclusive to the devotee. If you don't have faith, if you don't perform the process of devotional service, you don't know. You don't know. It's what happened to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a very intelligent person. He had read the entire Shastra. He knows so many things. He is a propounder of the impersonalistic philosophy. Because that's the maximum we can get to in theory, in jnana, without the experience of devotion. But when he came in touch with Lord Chaitanya, he became attracted. And he knew from Shastra, this person lying down here, like he is dead, is actually experiencing a very high level of spirituality. So he tested him with a cotton close to his nose and said, bring him to my place. First of all, he's very attractive, he's very young. Right? And secondly, I can see that he's in a very high state of spiritual consciousness. That started the journey for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He got an experience of what is real love for Krishna. And his whole life changed. And after that, he is known to be like a madman, chanting Krishna's names, dancing, completely different. So, Hare Krishna devotees, many people are wonderstruck and they are wondering, Budhikiranga, they are all smiling, happy, they are just practicing spiritual life and something about it. They are not looking very serious all the time. Spiritual life means you have to be a little serious. It's about knowing the reality of God and all that. But these people are jumping, dancing, having a fun time. Having a fun time. So that is enigmatic. They want to know why. But they are attracted to people who are having good time and are happy. The nature of people is to move towards people who are happy. So Prabhupada's movement, he said, chant Hare Krishna and be happy, automatically people get attracted to you. Because you are happy. When they see somebody with the tilak, the smiling face, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, they are all attracted to wonder, you don't have any problems in life. How come you are happy? How come you are happy? They become inquisitive because of this only. They keep on looking at you. When I walk at the international airport like this, with my big bag, I don't care. I don't care. I just want to be a walking, moving advertisement for Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's movement. I see everybody looks at me twice to thrice, every one of them. They look at me, as soon as I look at them, they turn away and then quietly look at me again. Then I look at them again, they look at me. Who is this man? How dare he walk around like this? You know? And they are all looking at me all the time. And sometimes people take a little, guts to come into me and just saying, you are going to, where are you from? And it's like a conversation. You converse very nicely. You can speak to you. A discovery. But they are all very highly inquisitive to know, who is this person? He looks calm, he looks happy. He's doing his business, he's meditating on the Lord, he is completely different. Everybody is inquisitive to know why you are happy. So a devotee's experience of Krishna consciousness, his nearness to Krishna, he experiences by chanting of the holy name. Krishna reciprocates with him. And individually he does that, one to one. It's not a mass program. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. So you can imagine Uddhava's status. Absorbed in Krishna, completely, fully overflowing with Krishna, remembering Krishna. What do you need anymore? What do you need anymore? Let anybody think anything of me. I have no social sense at all. I'm not bothered what people say. What is that? Parivadatu jano yata tatava nanumukharo na vishahiyamaha hari rasa madira mada nimattha bulivirthamo natamo nirvisamayaha. Let the garrulous populace say what they want. Garrulous means people who are always talkative, talking about a lot of things. The population of people. Let them say what they want. Parivadatu jano yata tatava. They are always speaking something or the other. Let them say what they want about me. I am simply interested in rolling and romping and hearing the holy name of Krishna in Kirtan and hearing his pastimes. Absorbed Hari Rasa Madhira. I become maddened by the rasa of Hari. And I am rolling and romping in the ground. I don't care what people say about me. Because I am enjoying Krishna consciousness. And then people will think, you have duties to perform, you are doing like this, you are becoming a person, a social outcast. You don't want to be part of society, you don't want to do this, you want to do that, you are very different, don't do this. But the devotees cannot answer that. You do not know. Why don't you also come and taste this? You do not know. What can I tell you? How can I be not attracted to Krishna? How can I not be attracted to chanting his holy name? How can you ever do this? How can you waste your life like this? That's what you think. And they are thinking, don't leave us and go outside. So when you read the Bhagavatam, you see this side of Krishna's devotees doing things that are very, very different because they are absorbed. Hari Rasa Madhira, enjoying Hari Rasa. So don't think this is ordinary. It's not an ordinary experience. Krishna consciousness is not a mundane emotional experience of falling in love with somebody, being absorbed by so and so for some time in an infatuation. Then after that falling out of it, and then again falling and again infatuation with somebody else. With Krishna infatuation, you don't think about anybody else, you don't need to. In fact, there is no space for anybody else. That is what Uddhava is. And by hearing about Uddhava, Parikshit and all others are getting great inspiration in Krishna consciousness, in their devotional service. So Bhagavatam is full of these type of discussions about the glorious reality of Krishna consciousness experienced by devotees. And they share that. This is real. Often in the world people are asking, what is real? Philosophers of science all along have been questioning reality. Rene Descartes, cogito ergo sum. What is that thing? I don't know which language it is. Italian. He said, I am what I am. I am able to understand the reality of me because I am consciously able to understand me. I know that I exist. I know consciously that I live and I exist. That is my reality. He first started questioning what is real. He started the understanding of you must question and ask and then understand. You see, the Bhagavatam was full of these questions. The king inquired how this is happening. He's asking Shukadeva Goswami amazing questions. And Shukadeva Goswami is explaining that. So these great philosophers of science also decided that we do not know at any point of time what is real. Because they understood just by little intelligence. If a little intelligently you start questioning the things that you take for reality to be real and live by that in life, feel up and down depressed and elated, all because of acceptance of a certain reality, which is actually, if you question, not real. Is it real? Our reality is empirical reality. Our reality is only based on what we experience through our senses. I feel this mic is there, therefore it's a reality. I touch the table, it's a reality for me. I can see somebody, it's a reality. Our reality is based on a sensual reality. But actually whether that is real existence of something is there, we don't know. Because we look at sight, how do we see? If you question, how do I see? You normally think that you see because you are taught in your younger age, pinhole camera, eyes acts like that, image is formed, and that image is interpreted through electrical impulses, and the brain tells you all that. Actually, that is not how you see. It's not the brain seeing. It is you seeing. You are seeing through the eyes. Eye is not seeing. And if you actually examine, there is no actually impression like that in the optic nerve and all that. It's not happening exactly like that, what is described. If you go deeper into it, you understand, then how do I see? How am I seeing? You will get completely befuddled if you start questioning. How do I smell? That conscious feeling, this is gulab jamun, this is rose. What that experience? Who is doing it? Who is getting it? Who is experiencing it? You start questioning like that, you will see all these things are not real. The experience alone is real. And therefore they started virtual reality to give you an experience even though it is not there. You can put on those glasses and get an experience. But if you take away the glasses, it's not there. So the experience is real. They found out that the experience is what is real. And I can make a false experience and make you think it's real experience. So then what is real all the time? Became a big question. From then on they are asking what is real? What is real? Actually speaking, that was explained by Krishna to Uddhava. Right there, before he passed away, he told Uddhava, whatever you see in this world, externally, is not real. It's not there. So therefore, if you think about these things very carefully, you'll know your experience of Krishna consciousness only is real. When you connect with Krishna, only it is real. That is reality. That is why the soul is happy. That is why when you chant Hare Krishna and you get closer to Krishna, you see the Lord, some strange good feeling which you're not able to make out, but it is actually opening up. You're opening up to the reality. Krishna is the only reality. Janmadhyasya yataha. That's what is happening. Then imagine people like Uddhava are absorbed in the reality completely. This is an analysis of what is the meaning of Krishna consciousness and the reality of Krishna consciousness. That is why Prabhupada has asked us to do the things that we do. It leads us to reality. We don't have to question anymore what is real. That's why we chant Hare Krishna. That's why we know Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why we know Krishna is absolute truth. That's why we know Krishna is beautiful, because the truth is beautiful. That's why we know we can access the Supreme Absolute Truth, who is a person. These are all the conclusions of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we read the Bhagavatam and we read these emotions expressed by Parikshit Maharaj, by Uddhava, by the Gopis, by Prahlad, by Bhishma, you know, they are all expressing the reality. They are enjoying and experiencing the reality and they are expressing that. That's the goal of life. Prema Pumatto Maha. To be able to experience love of Krishna is the greatest reality. There's nothing else. And that love of Krishna can be experienced by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namu bina kichu nahi ko aro, chauda bhuvana maje. There is no reality apart from the chanting of the holy name in all the 14 words. Bhaktivinoda Thakur mentioned. So the Krishna conscious movement is dedicated to spreading the chanting of the holy name because it brings people into the reality, into the truth, puts them to experience real life, and their real intelligence is awakened. Right? You don't need AI, you don't need artificial intelligence. Borrowed intelligence from Maya, not required. Real intelligence functions. So it's an exciting journey of the soul back to God. Om Tat Sat. Srila Prabhupada ki. Any question or comment?